Hi there, Massy here, author of the Guidebook to Optimum Health, which I am doing a series of videos. And if you haven't seen the first video was introducing this idea of optimum health and introducing this idea about if we want to radically change our health from whatever level we're at, whether we're in survival mode or barely surviving, to take ourselves up to this thriving. So wherever we are on that spectrum, if we want to get to the next level, we need to radically change our lifestyle. So one of the keys to radically changing our lifestyle, which doesn't come as any surprise to you or anyone else, the first pillar to optimizing our health and working on lifestyle changes is physical activity. So again, I don't think that surprises anyone there. Absolutely essential. But one of the things we get caught up in is this. We think physical activity is just there to keep us in shape, looking good, so we look good in our jeans or whatever outfit we want to put on and impress people with. But physical activity is so much more than that. Physical activity is essential for the detoxification of our body, for the removal of waste from our body. So this lymphatic system, which is tied in with the immune system, which is cleansing the blood in our body, is premised or works on the contraction of skeletal muscles. So we need to contract our muscles to actually work and power up this lymphatic system. And a lot of the circulatory system too is, once the heart pumps it out, that gets it out most of the way, but it's again physical movement which allows blood to pump through all the capillaries. And again, the contraction of those muscles to get that blood pumping all through our body to the extremities. So if we're not moving our body, we're not allowing for that natural process to happen. And again, we evolved to be moving. And this is why I talk about physical activity versus exercise. Exercise is a good substitute for doing nothing, but really is about us doing more movement through the day. Once upon a time, we just did physical movement as part of our living and lifestyle. And this is, again, how we evolved over thousands and thousands of years. Come to 2015 as I record this, and we've got so many things automated. We don't do just basic physical things. So we don't have these incidental activities that we're doing through the day, which are keeping our body moving. So again, we just need to have this movement going to create this health within our body. The other thing we forget about is this idea that we need our optimum health, and for optimum health we need this physical activity for this thing to operate at its optimum as well. And with the levels of stress, the levels of depression, the levels of illness that people are exposed to today, the recognition that physical activity is one of the key pillars to reversing that, to changing the expression of the genes in our body. Physical activity actually changes how our genes express. So it's part of the environment that impacts the expression of our genes. Tal Ben-Shahar, who was a professor of psychology at Harvard University, talked about exercising or not exercising is like taking a depressant. Not exercise is like taking a depressant. So again, for mental health, for brain health, for optimum mental faculties, we need to physically move our body. We fire off a series of chemicals, a series of hormones and that through our brain as a result of physical activity that not only keep this brain functioning, but actually contribute to us being smarter. So there's a great study done with these school children where two groups, they were both going to do an exam, but one group did physical activity before they did the exam, and the group that did physical activity before the exam scored in general 20 to 30% higher than their compadres that didn't do the physical activity. So again, we absolutely need physical activity if we want to optimize the health of our physical body and optimize the health of our mind, our brain, this brain that is controlling these multitudes of systems. So there you go. For optimum health, the first pillar to optimum health, physical activity. It's part of the lifestyle change we need to make. So again, more detail where I go into the broadness of the exercising modalities we want to go for, and some of the key principles. I get more into that in this book here, this Guidebook to Optimum Health. But for now, you get the general idea. We need to do a check on our physical activity if we want to stay in the zone of optimum health. So thank you very much for listening to this second video where I get into the 6 pillars to optimum health. And our next pillar, pillar number 2, is on nutrition. And what a topic that is. That can grow as we get given so much different information. So thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you as I roll this program out and continue with the other 5 pillars to optimum health. So I'll see you soon.